Great. Good morning. It's 9:04, and I'm Senator Kushner, and we will be calling this meeting. We are calling this meeting of the Labor and Public Employees Committee to order. And today we will be taking up bills that will refer to us by other committees. I will just ask if any of my co-chair would like to make any opening remarks.
Thank you, Senator Kushner, and I will just say good morning to everyone. Good to see your smiling faces, and let's get this party started.
Great. And how about our ranking member, Senator Sampson? Great. And Representative Arora?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning to everyone, to my colleagues on the committee, as well as to everyone in the public who is logged in. Let's get to business. It's a good Monday morning, and we look forward to doing the public's business. Thank you.
Thank you. So we will be starting with item 3 on the agenda, bills for review. The first bill we will take up is item number 1, substitute for HB number 6318, an act concerning service animals. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed the so moved. Who moved that bill?
Moved by Representative Porter, second by Representative Vargas.
Thank you. So is there any discussion on this bill?
Madam Chair, this is Harry, Representative Arora, if I may.
Certainly, Representative Arora.
Yeah, sorry, I cannot, because of my audio connection, I don't know how to raise my hand, so I'm just interrupting here. Thank you. Right. Thank you for the bringing up this bill or up in the committee. I am also a member of the Human Services Committee and have participated in discussion on this bill. I think it's a needed. Some of the changes in the bill are definitely needed, and we heard testimony to the effect to it. And so I will be supporting the bill and suggesting other members to do the same. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, and I guess I should look at the hands. There are no hands raised, so will our clerk please call the roll?
Roman numeral 3, bills for review. Substitute for House Bill number 6318, an act concerning service animals. Senator Kushner?
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter?
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson?
Senator Sampson votes yes.
Representative Arora?
I'll be calling in and voting because I'm right now only on audio.
Thank you. Senator Cabrera? Representative Sanchez? Representative Anderson?
Representative Anderson votes yes.
Representative Hall? Representative Hughes?
I'll be calling in and voting yes in a minute, so come back to me because I'm only on audio.
Senator Lesser?
Senator Lester in the affirmative.
Representative Ritigliano?
Ritigliano votes yes.
Representative Vargas? Representative Winkler?
Yes, Representative Vargas votes yes.
Thank you, Representative Vargas.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you. And Representative Winkler, I'm looking for you on camera. Would you mind just repeating your vote? I see you now. Would you mind just repeating your vote?
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you, Representative Winkler.
Thank you. So we will hold votes open until the start of the House session. But I would encourage folks to vote as early as they can who haven't voted yet, so that we can close the meeting out before the session. Moving on to item number 3, substitute for House Bill number 6582, a raised bill, an act concerning unemployment benefits for adjunct faculty. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Porter, and I heard a second by Lesser. Any discussion?
Representative Ritigliano has his hand up, Senator.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Representative Ritigliano.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, through you, my one question today on this issue was, does anybody pay into the system, the unemployment system, on these wages that these professors receive? Are they participating currently in the unemployment trust fund through you?
I would guess that they do, but I don't have an answer for that. I don't know if our OLR knows the answer to that.
Would you like me to answer, Senator Fisher?
Please.
Since these are state employees, they're reimbursing employees, so they would only pay after the benefits are paid, and then they're 100% paid back to the system. So they don't work on the experience rate insurance type system that private sector employers do.
Okay, so if, through you, Madam Chair, if they were to get compensated for being unemployed, you're saying that the state reimburses the fund for the money they receive, or their employer, technically that might be a university?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Just on a comment, why don't they just pay them directly then? I mean, it seems a little silly, but I understand. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Madam Chair, if I may ask, this is Rep. Arora here.
Yes, Representative Arora.
Once again, I have a similar kind of a query as to if you are an adjunct faculty, by definition, there's going to be a variation in the course load you're teaching, because you're only generally specifically teaching one course or certain courses at certain times. So what would it really imply to the normal rules of unemployment? Would certainly not apply, because the initial contract would be for teaching just one course at a certain time, just in fall or just in spring, or perhaps both and not in the summer. So would it even, how does the unemployment rules apply here? I'm at loss as to how the regular rules will be applied in such a case. Was there any discussion, or would the LCO have any answer with regard to this?
Well, before I call, and I'm happy to call on our LCO or OLR representatives here, but I will note that I did read the testimony, and the opposition laid out, I think, what is a false narrative. Originally, adjunct faculty were hired many decades ago to just fill in on an occasional basis. But I think there's been a real transformation in higher education, and a good number of the, and I would say the overwhelming majority of adjunct faculty are hired repeatedly. Although they have a one-year contract, that contract is generally renewed, and they teach either the same course year after year, or often, they might teach a different course. But this is the way of universities, not just here in Connecticut, but across the nation. And so we see adjunct faculties often teaching a full load, although they teach at various universities in the area. And so clearly there's been a change in higher education and the way teaching is done. And we have a large body of adjunct faculty that really essentially are working full time year after year after year, some of them, decades. And so I think the goal of this bill is to recognize that and make them eligible for the unemployment benefit. And I do believe that DOL has reviewed this, and I don't think it's in violation of any requirements. So, but I'm happy to ask OLR if they agree with that analysis or if they have anything to add, or LCO, either one.
I have nothing to add to that other than the current practice, and it's also in the bill, is that if the adjunct or whatever professional at the university, if they have a reasonable assurance that they're going to come back in the next semester or after the winter break, then they wouldn't be eligible for unemployment. But if they don't have that, then they would. And it's kind of codifying that and adding some more details into how they're going to actually test what the reasonable assurance amounts to.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you. I cannot see the specific name, so thank you to OLR for responding. If I may have a follow up here, is there a reason to believe that those who are doing, there are still many who are doing an adjunct teaching in addition to certain other business they may have or certain other areas or professional areas they may have. So now my question here being that does the bill accommodate the fact that those professionals should really not have access to the unemployment program, and also during the breaks periods, because teaching is by definition and not a all the year round job. There is summers, there are breaks, and during that breaks, the faculty may not get paid, and so does the bill allow for that aspect of that professional relationship, because this is more like a business contract than a employment situation. But having said that, I am sympathetic to the fact, which Madam Chair, you just mentioned, that some of these adjunct faculty jobs are actually full-time jobs, but still there are many which are not. So if there would be any feedback on that, that'd be really good.
Thank you for that question, and I do believe that federal law for a number of years now, probably for at least 30 or 40 years, has, for university employees, has been modified such that if an employee in a university has a reasonable expectation to return after the break, they're not eligible during the break for unemployment. Maybe that can be confirmed by OLR, but I assume that would apply here as well. And I also would note that I think that there are very straightforward ways to determine a reasonable expectation for return, and that's something that DOL is familiar with because they've had to administer that same approach in universities for a long time. Is that your understanding, Lee?
Yes, and this bill is really just spelling out how to test whether or not there's a reasonable assurance that the adjunct will come back. And to Rep. Aurora's point, if the adjunct has another job or anything else like that, that would still be covered under the regular unemployment law, and they test that on a case-by-case basis with their earnings and other qualifications.
Thank you. That's really that really helps. My final question would be that does this have to, since it's going to be paid by the state for all of the institutions which come under UConn, should this be going to appropriations before it is considered? Because there is going to be certain element of compensation required irrespective, which will come about as a result of this legislation. So is this supposed to go to appropriations?
I would just respond to that by saying that is not an issue for our committee to determine. I believe that is determined by screening in the normal course. And so I would expect that they would consider that question. And we would, I don't believe we're in a position to determine that.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for that answer. I am definitely sympathetic to this idea, especially considering that there are members of the faculty who are adjunct, but may not qualify, but are doing it on a full-time basis. But at the same time, I think there's a lot more to be figured out here, especially from the cost perspective, as well as to make sure that the rules are done in a manner to accommodate all the other additional elements that go into this situation. So I will not be supporting this bill at this time, but I do intend to study this as well as work on it further. I hope to work on it further so that if this does come up for in a later session on the assembly, I do reserve the right to, I hope to possibly even change my vote, but at this time I would be a no for those reasons. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Arora. Are there any other comments or questions? I see Representative Rutigliano.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Not to extend this any longer than it has to, but just really the unnecessariness of this legislation has struck me just with this conversation. Since it's really not traditionally unemployment where they file a claim and they get paid from the fund because the fund is reimbursed from their own employer, you would think that the universities could solve this just by writing in the contract that they have with the adjunct professors the conditions for which they continue to pay them and if they're not reemployed. So I vote no today because I don't think it's really necessary. That's really isn't the unemployment fund because it's fully reimbursed. I think the university should handle this with its employees since they're the ones paying the bills to begin with. So I thank you for the extra time, and that I'll conclude my remarks.
Thank you, Representative Rutigliano. Are there any other comments? Seeing no other comments, I will just say that I have spent decades working with adjunct faculty prior to becoming a state senator. I have had a lot of experience and it was a real learning experience to understand the conditions under which they work. And I think that it's our responsibility as government to really make sure that when we know that there are full-time employees working for various universities in this capacity, and even part-time employees that would normally be eligible for unemployment, I feel strongly that this is an important piece of legislation for us to support. So I will be voting yes on this and urge my colleagues to do so as well. With that, I see no other hands, so I would ask our clerk to call the roll.
Numeral 3, bills for review. Item number 3, substitute for House Bill number 6582, an act concerning unemployment benefits for adjunct faculty. Senator Kushner.
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter.
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson.
Senator Sampson votes yes.
Representative Arora.
I'm sorry, I'll be calling in later to vote because I'm unable to log in with I'm just logged in with an audio.
Thank you. Senator Cabrera. Representative Sanchez. Representative Anderson.
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Hall. Representative Hughes.
I'm going to be calling in when I get on video to
Thank
vote
you.
yes.
Senator Lesser.
Senator Lester in the affirmative.
Representative Rutigliano.
Rutigliano votes no.
Representative Vargas,
Rep- Representative Vargas votes yes.
Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And as I noted earlier, we will be keeping the votes open until the start of session. I would encourage folks to vote as soon as they can so that our clerk can take on other business. But at this time, that completes all of our requirements on the bills that were referred to us. I will note that there's no other meetings scheduled at this time. However, I ask your indulgence if we do get other bills referred to our committee. Obviously, we will call a meeting and we'll hopefully be able to schedule it timely and quickly in order to accommodate the legislative session. So with that, I see we will be recessing this meeting until the session begins, unless the votes are completed earlier, at which time the chair will conclude will adjourn the meeting at that time. So with that, I thank you all for being here and look forward to seeing you either in the next committee meeting or in the session. So thank you all for being here so promptly and taking care of our business. I appreciate your civility and your respect, and that this was done so quickly, and really look forward to seeing you again. Any other comments? If not,
Just thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. We'll see you soon. And thank you for participating. This meeting is recessed at this time. Thank you very much.
Hey, Devin, I'm ready to vote.
Thank you, Rep. Hughes. Okay, so we'll start with item number 3, bills for review, substitute for House Bill number 6318, an act concerning service animals. Rep. Hughes.
I vote in the affirmative.
Thank you. And then item number 3, substitute for House Bill number 6582, an act concerning unemployment benefits for adjunct faculty. Rep. Hughes.
I vote in the affirmative.
Thank you. And now you are all set.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
We have 2 bills that were voted on today. First one, item number Roman numeral 3, bills for review. Item number 1, substitute for House Bill 6318, an act concerning service animals. Representative Sanchez.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Thank you. And item number 3, substitute for House Bill number 6582, an act concerning unemployment benefits for adjunct faculty. Representative Sanchez.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Excellent. And that's it. That concludes it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Good morning, Senator Cabrera.
Morning, Devin. How are you?
I can't complain. We have a couple bills here for review.
Okay.
Start with Roman numeral 3, bills for review. Item number 1, substitute for House Bill number 6318, an act concerning service animals. Senator Cabrera.
Yes. I'm a yes vote on that one.
Thank you. And then we have item number 3, substitute for House Bill number 6582, an act concerning unemployment benefits for adjunct faculty. Senator Cabrera.
Senator Cabrera is aye.
All right, and that concludes the voting.
Awesome. Thank you, Devin.
Thank you.
Take care.
Hey, Devin.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, I'm just checking. I don't think I noticed Representative Arora voting yet. Has he voted and I miss it?
No, and you know that I think I spoke too generally. I just meant concludes voting for Senator Cabrera.
No, I know that. I was off for a few minutes. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it.
No, he has not voted yet.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to double check, and I'll check to see if he's gotten in yet to do that.
Thank
He's
you.
got a long drive, so.
Indeed. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Devin.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Devin. How are you?
Can't complain. Glad you made it safely.
Yes, you know how it goes. Let's just get our, let me get the vote in.
Indeed. Okay, so we have Roman numeral 3 bills for review. Item number 1, substitute for House Bill number 6318, an act concerning service animals.
Yes, I'm a yes.
Yes. Okay. And we have item number 3, substitute for House Bill number 6582, an act concerning unemployment benefits for adjunct faculty.
I'll be voting a no.
Okay. And that is all there is to vote on today.
Am I the last one? Are we done now?
No, there's one more.
Oh, okay. Let's get him in. Okay, take care, my friend. Are you
you.
here? Are you on the floor?
Not today. Not today.
Oh, you're not. Okay. Okay. I thought one day I'll get to meet you in person.
What?
That you
One day.
that we actually exist. Hopefully soon.
All righty.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.